Have you ever heard someone speak with absolute certainty while being completely wrong? They talk like they possess the final truth. No evidence, no depth. Yet their confidence is unshakable. You try logic. You bring facts. You stay calm. Nothing gets through. It's like arguing with a wall that thinks it's a mirror. And the strangest part, they genuinely believe they are the smartest person in the room. Now here's the uncomfortable question. What if that confidence isn't intelligence at all? What if it's the exact opposite? So in this video, we're not just exposing why stupid people think they're intelligent. We're exposing something far more dangerous, the psychological mechanism that makes ignorance feel like genius. In 1999, social psychologists David Dunning and Dunning-Kruger at Cornell University published a groundbreaking study titled Unskilled and Unaware of It: How Difficulties in Recognizing One's Own Incompetence Lead to Inflated Self-Assessments. Through a series of experiments involving logical reasoning, grammar tests, and humor evaluation, they discovered something deeply unsettling. Participants who performed in the lowest percentile consistently rated their abilities as far above average, not slightly above, far above. Meanwhile, those who performed the best often underestimated their competence. The researchers identified a crucial reason. Competence requires metacognition, the ability to think about your own thinking, and the skills necessary to produce correct answers are often the same skills necessary to recognize correct answers, which creates a brutal paradox. If you lack ability in a field, you also lack the ability to accurately judge your lack of ability. You're not pretending. You're not consciously deceiving others. You are, quite literally, unaware. Unskilled and unaware of it. Schopenhauer understood this long before modern psychology gave it a name. He wrote that every man takes the limits of his own vision as the limits of the world. Your intellectual boundaries don't feel like boundaries. They feel like reality itself. Ignorance doesn't feel like ignorance. It feels like clarity. And clarity feels like intelligence. This is why the least informed voice in the room is often the loudest. Complexity disappears for them. Nuance doesn't exist. Everything looks simple, and simplicity feels like mastery. But the truly intelligent person hesitates, questions, doubts, not out of weakness, but out of awareness. The more you know, the more you see how much you don't know. And here's the truth no one wants to confront. The Dunning-Kruger effect is not a flaw of stupid people. It is a flaw of the human mind, which means it lives in you. It lives in me, and it is strongest in the person who believes they are immune. Because the moment you are certain you cannot be blinded by your own ignorance is the moment your blindness becomes complete. You've seen it everywhere. The person who knows the least often speaks the most. Their opinions dominate conversations. Their posts dominate feeds. Their voice dominates rooms. And yet, somehow, society listens. They are applauded, retweeted, shared, liked, followed, heard. Why? Because loudness masquerades as authority, confidence masquerades as competence, certainty masquerades as truth, and the mind, wired to simplify reality, is easily fooled. Complexity is exhausting. Nuance is ignored. The world rewards bold statements, not careful thinking. Schopenhauer was mercilessly honest about this. He believed that stupidity has a terrifying advantage. It is fearless. Intelligence hesitates, awareness questions, insight doubts itself. But stupidity has no doubt, no hesitation, no self-consciousness. It charges forward, claiming dominion over discussion, debate, and perception. Think about social media. Every day, millions scroll past nuance and subtlety, looking instead for something they can latch on to, a strong, decisive voice. And who has that? Rarely the expert, who weighs contradictions, contemplates complexity, and remains uncertain. No, it is the confident amateur, the loud fool, the self-assured novice, often completely unqualified, who wins attention. This is why the most dangerous voices are not the malicious or deceitful ones. They are the ignorant ones who are utterly convinced they are right. Their certainty spreads like wildfire. It shapes perception, influences decisions, and even affects the supposedly rational minds around them. And here's the frightening part. The system doesn't just tolerate it. It rewards it. In every field, politics, business, education, entertainment, certainty outweighs competence. Quick answers outweigh careful reasoning. Brash opinions outweigh thoughtful conclusions. The world is wired to elevate the loudest, not the wisest. This creates a loop. Stupidity gets rewarded, and the rewarded stupidity becomes louder. Confidence becomes more extreme, authority more visible, influence more pervasive. Meanwhile, the intelligent, thoughtful, and cautious voice retreats, drowned out by the volume of ignorance. The paradox is cruel. The smarter you are, the more aware you are of complexity, uncertainty, and your own limitations. The less aware you are, the more dangerous, persuasive, and dominant you become. And yet, it is not just society that elevates the loud and ignorant. It is also you. You feed it, you retweet it, you like it, you nod along. Because certainty feels satisfying. Certainty feels safe. Certainty gives you the illusion of understanding, because the moment you reward certainty over truth, confidence over competence, you are complicit in the spread of your own blindness. There is a peculiar magnetism in absolute certainty. Even when you know someone is wrong, there is something almost irresistible about their confidence. It is not logic that draws attention. It is conviction. The kind of conviction that dares to stand where others hesitate. The kind that proclaims I am right before the evidence even exists. Schopenhauer observed this centuries ago. He noticed that humans are instinctively drawn to decisiveness, even when it is misguided. Our minds crave clarity. Complexity exhausts us. Nuance confuses us, and certainty. Certainty is comforting. It feels like truth even when it is a lie. This is why ignorance often spreads faster than knowledge. The loud fool does not ask questions. They do not doubt themselves. They do not hesitate. They present a tidy, unshakable world. Simple, immediate, digestible. And the human mind, yearning for simplicity, embraces it. Think about it. Every social platform, every office meeting, every casual conversation rewards the voice that appears certain. The confident opinion, even if wrong, is memorable. It sticks, it persuades, it influences. People begin to follow it, imitate it, echo it. Not because it is true, but because it feels decisive. And this is the dangerous part. The illusion is contagious. Even the intelligent can be drawn in. Because intelligence alone does not immunize you against the seduction of certainty. You can recognize complexity, understand nuance, and still feel the pull of someone who acts like they have solved it all. Certainty triggers something primitive in the human brain. It signals safety, decisiveness, control. Our ancestors depended on confidence in others to survive, to trust those who acted without hesitation. That instinct, once life-saving, now amplifies the power of confident ignorance in modern society. But it goes further. Confident ignorance creates social pressure. People who hesitate, who question, who nuance their answers are often ignored or ridiculed. Silence is mistaken for weakness. Doubt is mistaken for incompetence. And the intelligent mind, careful and reflective, is drowned out by the roar of the loud and wrong. The result is a self-reinforcing loop. The loudest, most confident, and often least competent voices dominate the narrative. Their influence grows. Others follow. Confidence begets trust, even when evidence contradicts it. The truly rational, reflective minds retreat into observation, unable to compete with sheer audacity. The most unsettling truth is this: the seduction of certainty does not just manipulate others, it manipulates you. Slowly, subtly, convincing you that perhaps their confidence is deserved, that perhaps certainty itself is a sign of truth, that maybe, somewhere, you're missing something. This is how ignorance becomes power, how stupidity convinces even the aware, how the loud fool, unshakable in their certainty, comes to dominate minds far smarter than their own. Intelligence carries a burden that stupidity never knows. The intelligent hesitate. They question or they analyze. They weigh consequences. They see every angle, every contradiction, every hidden trap. And with each insight comes uncertainty. Each answer births a dozen new questions. Clarity is fleeting. Certainty is rare. This is why intelligent minds often remain quiet. They measure, they ponder, they hesitate, not because they are weak, but because they are aware. Awareness is heavy. Awareness is slow. Awareness requires patience. Meanwhile, the ignorant charge ahead. They are fearless. Their certainty shields them. Their simplicity emboldens them. They act decisively because they do not see the complexity. They speak loudly because they do not feel the weight of nuance. And in every room, in every conversation, in every feed, their voice dominates. It is a cruel paradox. The more you know, the more hesitant you become. The less you know, the louder you roar. Intelligence shrinks in the shadows of confident ignorance. Awareness retreats while audacity advances. And society rewards audacity, not caution. Schopenhauer understood this better than most. He argued that stupidity is aggressive by nature, while intelligence is defensive. Stupidity invades, imposes, and convinces. Intelligence observes, contemplates, and doubts. One dominates, the other hides. And here lies the trap for the aware. Silence is often misinterpreted as weakness. Doubt is mistaken for ignorance. Thoughtfulness is ridiculed as indecision. The loudest, most confident, and often least competent minds are celebrated, while the cautious, careful, and competent retreat into obscurity. The world doesn't just tolerate the confident fool. It relies on them. Decisions are made, narratives are shaped, trends are followed, all guided by voices that act first and think last. And the intelligent, who see the cracks in every claim, cannot compete with sheer audacity. Even more insidious, this dynamic infiltrates relationships, workplaces, and social networks. You begin to measure your value by volume rather than insight. You begin to mimic certainty, even when it feels unnatural just to be heard. Slowly, subtly, the noise of ignorance reshapes the behavior of those who understand the truth. And the darkest part, intelligence itself can become a prison. The more you see, the less you act. The more you understand, the more you hesitate. Every decision is haunted by possibilities you cannot ignore. Every word is measured against a standard that no one else even notices. In this world, hesitation is punished and ignorance is rewarded. The intelligent witness the domination of the foolish, powerless to correct it, and yet they carry the full weight of knowing what is truly right. This is the paradox of awareness. Knowledge isolates while ignorance empowers. The more you understand, the more invisible you become. The less you know, the more influence you wield. It is a bitter truth, one that is almost impossible to accept. The most terrifying fool is the one you do not see inside yourself. We have spent this series exposing the loud, confident ignorance in the world, the people who dominate conversations, trends, and opinions. But the cruelest truth is this: the Dunning-Kruger effect does not exist out there. It exists in every human mind, even yours, even mine, even the person who believes they are immune, because certainty is seductive. Confidence feels like mastery, and the ego is relentless. It whispers, "You are above this. You are safe. You see clearly." And yet, that is precisely when blindness creeps in. Schopenhauer warned that human stupidity is not only a lack of intelligence, It is a blindness to one's own limits. Awareness is rare. Reflection is rare. Most people never pause to examine themselves. They never ask, "Am I the fool in this room?" To avoid this trap, you must do the opposite. You must embrace doubt. You must measure your convictions against reality, not your ego. You must seek the uncomfortable truth, not the flattering one. You must question yourself more than you question others. True intelligence is quiet, careful, and humble. It hesitates because it understands the weight of decisions. It questions because it knows complexity is endless. It listens because it knows that every voice, no matter how confident, may be incomplete. The danger is not only in the loud fool dominating the room. The danger is in the blind fool hiding in your own mind, defending beliefs you have never truly examined, resisting insight because it challenges your comfort. If you ignore this, you will repeat the same patterns. Praising certainty over competence, echoing the loudest voice instead of the wisest, mistaking confidence for clarity. The world will reward the ignorant, and you may unknowingly join them. But there is hope. Self-awareness is the antidote. Reflection is the weapon. The moment you can recognize your own limitations, the moment you can admit, "I may be wrong," you step out of the trap. You see the world more clearly. You act with purpose instead of reacting to noise. You influence with understanding rather than volume. Intelligence carries a burden, yes. Awareness is heavy. But it is also freedom. The freedom to see the world as it is, not as you wish it to be. The freedom to act without illusion. The freedom to avoid the trap that ensnares so many. So ask yourself honestly, when was the last time you doubted your own certainty? When was the last time you questioned yourself more than the person in front of you? When was the last time you looked into the mirror of your own mind and faced the possibility that you too could be the fool? Because the greatest danger of all is not the fool standing before you. It is the fool standing within. And the moment you confront that blindness, everything changes. What you just saw scratches the surface. The real truth, the ones people fear to face, are in our other videos. Subscribe and don't let your mind stay trapped in the illusion. Ignorance is patient, but it will consume you if you stop questioning.